everyone. Finally. So I had another stuck at the loading screen fiasco again, just before we started. Not with Edinburgh, but with something else. Can everyone hear me and see me? Is anybody watching? Just go away from the loudness. Make our way over here to start with, guys, just to get away from the sounds of the engines. If there's anybody watching, rather, get me teeth in so we can actually start the stream. Just let me know if my voice and the audio and everything's coming through, and then we'll get started. Hello Bradley, how you doing, mate? You okay? Thanks for coming and watching, mate. I really appreciate it. So I think this is the same Bradley. I'd imagine so. Bradley does some amazing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 screenshots on his Instagram. I'll link it in the comments, in the chat if I get a chance, but it'll be in the comments afterwards or in the description, most likely in the comments. But yeah, I'll urge you to go and check out his screenshots and give him a follow on Instagram, because there's some great work going on there. So in today's live stream, guys, we're going to be checking out Edinburgh Airport. This is from Pyreegue Devco, which was who we took a look at last time, but it was Glasgow. Hello George, how you going? Did you hear back from anything from Pyreegue? Haven't heard anything yet, mate. I'm assuming he's getting sort of to the end of East Midlands, or at least he's getting down there, so probably very, very busy. I will give him a little nudge again, or if he comes into the live stream, he can definitely answer that. But the video that you showed me is very interesting. I can see what the issue is by the video. To be honest with you, I haven't checked on PC if it happens to me, so it'll be interesting afterwards if I go into Glasgow before I shut the computer down and see if it does the same thing for the PC version, and I'll let you know through Twitter. Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Yeah, they do. That's Edinburgh. Yeah, I guess they do, yeah. So we're taking a look at Edinburgh Airport by Pyreegue Devco. I've got two to give away. I know Glasgow and Edinburgh weren't exactly really recent airports by Pyreegue. But Glasgow, I've taken a few little looks of that since I got it from release. I'd done some flights, I'd done little bits, but I hadn't explored it, and I only usually explore airports if I'm doing a full review or a cinematic video, and these two airports I totally missed. I got them at release, but I didn't actually do a video for them, unfortunately. Same as Edinburgh. Now Edinburgh's going to be a bit more of a surprise for me, because I haven't actually looked around this at all. This is my first, I would say, proper look. I've loaded into it, I think, once or twice. I can't remember why, but looking through all the different details like we did with Glasgow, this is my first look at it. And as I say, I've got two to give away. I'm going to give them away within the stream again, so if you haven't subscribed or liked the video, or you definitely need to put a comment in the live chat so I can pick winners. Okay, I've had to redraw my winners for Alice Springs Airport and the H145 helicopter. There's been one winner already for that's been confirmed. I've had to redraw two, so the other copy of Alice Springs and the other H145. That's in a community post with the new winners tagged. I've had to redraw it, unfortunately, so I'm really sorry if the old winners see that, but I gave it as long as I could with that one. So there's been two winners picked. That is, let me remember. So that is Lennox underscore 365, who's won the H145, and it's SAS Centurion. Okay, he has won the other copy of Alice Springs. So if it lets me pop anything in here. No, I don't think it's going to, unfortunately. I might try and comment in the put a tag in the comments. So this is another Pyreegue Devco airport. Now I think this one, you guys might have to help me out on this one. I did check after the Glasgow scenery. I don't know if this is newer than Edinburgh, or sorry, newer than Glasgow, or older. I think this one came in July, and then Glasgow came in December, so I could be right there. But just to run you through a couple of things, because this is something that I didn't do with Glasgow, unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. Is just a couple of details for you guys, so you know sort of how much it costs, what it includes, and we'll try and look at everything in there. The only thing I would say with this doesn't come with the official GSX profile. There is one available on flightsim.to. There's a couple of them available, and they're all around 4.5 to 5 stars, so you couldn't really go wrong with any of them. I won't be looking at that too much in depth. What we will do is check out the jetways on the parked Ryanair over on the apron just over there, and we'll check the jetways because it does mention jetways. There's a couple of things I've seen on the key features on Orbex. It is available from Orbex. It's priced at £15.64. If you want that in US, that is around $19.39. Euros, about €18. And Australian dollars, $29.95 in the Australian dollars. It comes with, obviously, everything you'd expect from Pyreegue. The modelled interior, the terminal, executive lounges, custom animated jetways with dynamic hoods fitting every aircraft perfectly. So that's what I wanted to check. Custom ground polys, all the markings and weathering. The 2021 layout with the Turnhouse apron, new long-term parking and fast park service. Custom night lighting, which we'll look at the end. PBR texture, physics-based rendering, so you're going to expect a lot of nice reflections, nice shine on metals and stuff like that. The level of detail, the texture and resolution optimized for smooth performance. Well, we know we're getting some great performance with these sceneries from Pyreegue. Animated vehicles on aprons, shouldn't forget that. Default ATC and AI traffic integration. There is some static aircraft, so if I do end up turning on the FSLTL plugin, bear in mind that anything that's there that's glitching through is because I've got the static aircraft turned on. We've got more parallax windows, so we've got those faked interiors to make the buildings look more 3D. Surrounding landmarks, you've got the Moxie Hotel, the Hilton, the Hampton, Holiday Inn, Royal Highland Centre, the Spitfire Memorial, Almond House, and loads of others. Animated, I can't pronounce that, Arch Mendez screws. It's something to do with the drainage system there, gate 14. I need to be reminded of that because I want to see what that is. And then animated ATC radars for the runway 06 and 24. So let's go and have a look. We're going to be starting from, couldn't tell you, I'd imagine we are on the west of the airport. I think if we're looking over there, we're looking at south. I think because we can see Edinburgh just off into the background there. I think we're north of Edinburgh. Don't quote me. If I am wrong, then tell me. Yeah. So Bradley, I'd imagine this is on the same level. As I say, I think Glasgow came in December, and I think this was July. If it's not, it's definitely the other way around. So I've had a little bit of a stick with the simulator. Not too sure what's happened here, guys. Unfortunately, hopefully it comes back on and doesn't stick up again. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, there's a slight issue with just the simulator. I did think there was going to be issues before the stream because, as I say, I loaded into an airport in America and it kind of the loading screen stuck. I had it happen on one of my live streams before, and it got quite far down the loading screen, and then it just completely stuck into sort of an infinite load. The only way to stop that is just to restart the sim. You'll probably see my comment above in the chat saying it's spat its dummy out. Doesn't seem to be doing anything at all. Doesn't even seem to be pausing. I can still hear it. I can still hear it. Can't see it though. And then none of my cameras going back into the cockpit or anything like that. So, to be honest with you, I got the feeling before the stream started that it was going to be a bit of a pain. Off the top of my head, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to quit the sim and I'm going to go to one of my standby screens. I'll still be there. I think we'll talk about a few things that people have seen over the last couple of days, maybe me community post while it loads back in, and we'll give it another chance. If it does it again or if it doesn't load, then I will give away these 2 copies on a community post tomorrow or Friday or something else. Something we'll do something to give them away if it doesn't play ball. But I've never actually had the simulator do this. I've had it stick on the loading screen, but I've never had it completely freeze on me like this. So it's quite interesting, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna give it one last chance because I'm not fighting with the simulator today. I'm not gonna bother sort of messing with it. So we're gonna stay on this screen for a while. Massive apologies, guys. As I say, I'll have another look at giving these the airport away. I've got 2 to give away. If it's not through a community post, might be through my social media. That's if we can't get the sim booted up again. It will unfortunately take about 5 to 10 minutes to reload because that's the roundabout time. Again, can't tell you why this is happening, sorry guys, but it's just what the simulator's like, and with live streams you can't help things like this, unfortunately. You can't help if the simulator is gonna throw a wobble. In the meantime, what I might do is take the static aircraft out of Edinburgh, if it allows me to, through Orbex, and then we can look at the AI traffic, see what generates there, because that's what we did last time in Glasgow. So yeah, massive apologies there, guys, for the very short the very short start of the stream. I'll give it one last go. New PC, No, 5 to 10 minutes is what most people have said. They wait for their sim to start up, and the sim is on an SSD. It's not on an NVMe drive, unfortunately, because I haven't done that upgrade. Maybe it might help the load. So might be something that I'll look at. I won't be looking at that anytime soon, um, purely because I won't be doing as much streaming and videos. But I did say I'd talk about that type of thing. So if you're still with me, thank you for sticking with me. I'm loading the simulator back up now, and hopefully it lets us explore Edinburgh a bit more. There's no update for Edinburgh. I've turned the static aircraft off. But if you did see my latest community post, basically, going forward, I'm not going to be live streaming or making videos as much. There's going to be some there's going to be some things that I do every so often that you'll see, and if you've got my channel on notifications, you'll see me videos. Just with the last couple of days, some events, some things that have happened off and on the internet, YouTube, I'm just not feeling it with sort of creating things, because there's too much. Sorry, I'm gonna stop. Now you made me wonder how long it takes. Hold on, I'll time it. I'll time it. Do you mean until you're in the menu, or 10 minutes until you're on the... No, so the initial load, so when it does the sort of opening screen, so the opening screen where it's got like the world update, it says Oceania, Antarctic, that load screen there. So when I click it to when I'm in the actual menu, about 10 minutes. The last one, it took only about 8 minutes or so. But going back to what I was saying, just with recent events on YouTube, and sort of, if you guys didn't know, I'm expecting, we are expecting our first child in October. So as you can imagine, YouTube is going to be the last thing that I'm going to be able to do. Till then, I'm going to try and put some new videos out. I'm going to try and live stream every so often, but everything's going to decrease, guys, just mainly because my mental health for the last 5 years, 6 years, compared to what I used to be, is not as good. So I'm sort of at this minute in time, start of the year it was good. Now it's gone back down, so it's been a bit like that recently, and I want to keep it up there, especially with the baby coming along and stuff, you know. So I'm just gonna keep everything sort of low key. Decreased visibility is what I called it on my post, and that's what it's gonna be. I'll still be active on social media. I'm all into aviation. I'm going to be going to the Aviation Society Fair in Manchester Airport in July. So I'll still be doing all that, uploading screenshots, going on a flight, actually appreciating the sim a bit more, flying a bit more. Even Paul, do what you need to. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm doing, mate. Back sort of when I started doing this with YouTube and sort of starting reviews and stuff, I was putting too much of my head and my body into flight sim and doing me reviews, and I didn't know what was good for me. I absolutely do now, and with everything, as I said, over the past few days, I'm not taking any chances, guys. There's no point. It's a great hobby to have, but I'd rather have a hobby where it's being around physical people. Might do some more plane spotting, the channel might even see a bit more real world stuff in, like going to different spots and plane spotting, stuff like that. It doesn't sort of get as much attention as flight simming. It really should, but it doesn't. So I'll be doing a lot of that. Yeah, you just won't see a lot of uploads from this channel going forward, guys, unfortunately. Not just because of the last couple of days, just well, because I'll have, you know, the little pilot, and, you know, well, the little co-pilot. So get yourself to Heathrow. I was there all day Saturday. Yeah, man, I need to get to Heathrow, get down to Myrtle Avenue, and get to a couple of places. Airliners Live, who I'm a great fan of. If you don't know who they are, go and check them out. Airliners Live. They were at Amsterdam today, and I watched their stream this morning. It was absolutely fantastic seeing the 747s and some of the bigger planes, especially the 747s. If you have just joined the stream, guys, we had a bit of an issue, didn't we? No loading screens this time, Paul. It actually just completely stuck while I was at Edinburgh. I was floating above Edinburgh runway and the whole sim just froze. So if it does it again, I'll take the giveaway and do it on like a community post or social media or something like that. And I'll just have to cut the stream early, guys, and call it a day, because I don't want to wrestle with the sim today. I'm not in the right mind. I've also got a lot to do with sort of the house itself. For now, rooms are being sort of transformed to be baby friendly, you know, so I'm doing all that tomorrow. I've got a lot of sorting out. I'm one of those, I think I'm already in one of those dad situations where I've got about 4 boxes of cables that just probably don't do anything at this point or match anything. So yeah, I'm at that point now. And then I've been given extra work for Friday, Saturday and Sunday, so I'm definitely not going to be online then. I might as well tell you guys that I will also I've been creating a video in partnership with Southwest Airline Virtual Airlines. So everyone has a box of unknown cables, yeah, man. So yeah, I've been doing a video for Southwest Airlines, virtual airlines, not Southwest Airlines themselves, but the virtual airlines. Massive user base, community base, and that video I think will end up on my YouTube at some point. It will probably be a cut down version just for the cinematics, and they will have the proper video with the sort of it's like a promo advertisement type thing, and that'll be shown at Flight Sim Expo in Texas in later this month, I believe. So that's quite exciting. That's what I've been hinting at for the last couple of weeks, but I might as well tell you now, guys, because it's the only video project I'm working on at the minute, and probably for a while, to be very honest. The simulator's still loading. We're still on the welcome new activities, discovery flights screen. So as I say, guys, we'll load back into Edinburgh. We'll try to have a look around. I'll try to give some prizes out. If you're still in the stream, guys, I really appreciate it. If you're not and you come back and rewatch, really sorry for just the issues. You just don't know it. I mean, last time when I did a stream, not last time, but a couple of streams ago, it happened and it wouldn't load. And as soon as I tried every single airport after the stream had finished, everything worked. So so it is still loading in. If we get to look around Edinburgh, perfect, great. We'll give away some of the we'll give away 2 copies. If we don't get to look around it and it breaks again, then we'll give away the prizes through community posts or through social media. Okay, guys, so I'm back in now. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately with the simulator, it just has, at this point it has a mind of its own. It really does. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it can crash. It can crash the desktop. I've never seen it stick the way it did, though. Actually, I must admit, I've never seen it stick while being sort of inside the simulator. I usually say if it gets into the actual sim itself, it's usually fine. But right, what what we're gonna do. Let's go and let's choose a different aircraft to start with, and head back to Edinburgh. So yeah, let's head back into Edinburgh and see where we can see if we can actually do this now. So pop the helicopter. I've changed the aircraft just in case, but you never know. I appreciate it, Bradley, mate. I know, I mean, but I must admit, I think if it was me back in the day, I'd be like flapping and being like, oh, why are you doing this? And right now, I'm just, it is what it is. Just can't really thing you. Must be something wrong with your install. Maybe I never had it. Not load stuck crash. On the, to be honest with you, it's probably my community folder. It's probably nothing to do with me install. It has been installed since the very beginning. I don't think I've, oh no, actually no. Tell you what, the Xbox gaming service sort of plugin stopped. I couldn't get it working ever, and I had to reinstall Windows. It's the only thing that made it. So I took all my other hard drives out and wiped my install drive. Luckily, I didn't have to reinstall all of Flight Simulator because it was on me D drive, so my SSD, and I could pretty much just let it load the bare minimum. It's me community folder, mate. I'm not being. I'm very, very lack sort of. Word. I'm just blasé about my community folder. It's not in a good shape. It's a silly amount of terabytes worth of install. If I got rid of it, it would probably, if I got rid of it and just had Edinburgh, for example, it'd be absolutely fine. It really would. Or it could just be me install, to be honest with you, mate. It could be me install. Just ignore the fact that this H145 is here, guys, because I also wanted to take away the PMG 737. So we're back in now. Yeah, maybe community folders. By the way, time might ever start in just 2 minutes and 30 seconds until the menu. Another. Okay, well, I'll be honest with you, mate. That's really good. Are you using a SSD like an old SSD, or are you using a NVMe which plugs directly into your motherboard? Let me know, because I don't think it's ever took 2 minutes, to be honest, even with my community folder empty, to load. It's probably the fact that I'm using it on an old SSD. I mean, it's a Samsung one. It's not a bad hard drive. It's just, it's not it's probably not fast compared to what you can get now, So guys, we are at Edinburgh finally. Hopefully we'll still be in Edinburgh. To be honest with you, my thing probably just needs a whole new reinstall. Me flight sim, but at this point, it's honestly the last thing on my mind to be doing a full install of flight sim, refresh one. So I think, looking at it, we are just north of Edinburgh. Let me just make sure I'm right on this, because I don't want to sound silly. I probably look silly already, but it doesn't matter. So we're actually west of Edinburgh. Right now we're over on the east side of the airport. We've got cargo distribution, cargo ramp, and as you can see, as always with Pyreegue, you've got the authentic buildings, you've got lorries, you've got ground clutter that basically makes the airport look a lot immersive. It's M2. It's not even. It's not nice like your motherboard, but it's still NVMe, isn't it? So it's making my SSD look like a hard drive. Do you know what I mean? It does a big difference. My SSD with Flight Simulator on, it probably is making a whole lot of difference when it loads it up. off an M2 drive straight from the motherboard. You know, mine's, yeah, I mean, it's probably community and the install as well, but if I was to put it on to a M2 drive into my motherboard, I think it'll be absolutely fine. I think it'd load as fast, if you know, within 2 and 3 minutes. It might even fix any crashes that I have, and who knows. But so right now, as I say, we're over on the kind of the east side of Edinburgh Airport. If the simulator continues to play ball, I'll be giving 2 copies away. I know the M2 drives, mate, are really, really, yeah, the install process would be the worst. Definitely the worst part of it. Price wise, yeah, I mean, they're better in price than they were when they first came out. I might look into it. Depends on everything. Depends on the scenery. Kevin, nice to see you in the scenery, mate. Now I need to ask you about your giveaway prize. Did you get your Alice Springs? I think, didn't you win the Alice Springs one, mate? Did you get it? If you didn't get it, it's not an issue, mate. The reason why you probably haven't got it yet is because Impulse Simulations wanted to send Orbex both winners at the same time, and as I say, one of the winners didn't come forward, so I have redo a new winner along with you, but I haven't heard back from them either just yet, so it's a bit weird at the minute. If he has sent it, perfect. If it hasn't, it's because he wants to send both winners at once. I will tell him though that it's taken time for the second winner to come forward, so I'll just get him to send yours as soon as possible. But let me know, mate, if you're still in the chat. Let me know if you got it or not, so I can sort that for you. So yeah, so basically this side you've got cargo apron, a lot of ground cutter, but you'll see there's a lot of ground clutter. You've got the Royal Mail Centre here. And apart from the odd stutter, which again, it probably could be because it's running off a really old SSD drive. I've never really thought about that, so it's a very good point to bring up. You can see that the performance is pretty good. I mean, it is really good. For the amount of ground clutter, cars, baggage carts, as well as the buildings with sort of the PBR texture and the textures on the buildings, it's very well optimized. It really is. So let me just go up above here. You can see some of the ground texturing for better satellite imagery that Pyreegue has included. And again, you can see the difference in the ground texture on the taxiways and the runway as well. You've got wheel marks, you've got points of where the aircraft have met the ground, difference in colour. It all comes together to obviously build a really immersive version of Edinburgh, as you can imagine, as you can see. But again, we're only just over on the east side towards where the cargo apron and distribution centres are as well. I haven't received it yet, but no problem. Yeah. So Kevin, exactly. So he did tell me that your email was given to Impulse. It's just because he doesn't want to give Orbex, I guess, 2 emails with 2 winners. He wants to put it together, and I'd imagine he was expecting another winner to come straight forward, which they didn't. Another one has been picked. I'll give them a week or two just to see what happens, but I'm not going to wait around. I'll then make sure that Impulse sends it over to you. I'm giving 2 copies away of Edinburgh as well. So this is what I really love about Pyreegue is the optimization of how well everything runs. Apart from my system causing a few stutters, which I don't believe anyone else will have, depending on this system. But you can see that the car park is just fully stocked. It's you know, there's a couple of parking spaces. Yeah, you've got similar colours of cars, but bear in mind that these are all Asobo library assets, so they're cars that are readily available for developers. From Pyreegue's Belfast scenery, you can expect custom car models, so you'll see a lot of real world car models in there, done to a much higher level than these cars, and they look really, really fantastic. So if you've got Belfast, check out the car park if you haven't had a good look of how well the car park looks. And again, ground texturing on the tarmac and just the different buildings around, just to, it basically doesn't leave any bits without buildings, I guess, where we come up to a building here which isn't included, but you never know. We've also got some of the train tracks modelled, and we'll have a good look at that in just a moment. Let me just see if I can swivel this camera to make it straight. You can see where sort of the scenery cuts off here. More hotels, everything perfectly modelled to great detail. The Doubletree Hilton Hotel with the clock on the roof. You've got some parallaxed interiors as well, but you can see that there's been no sort of bits missing. You've got aircon vents on the roof. You've got the real branding. And then the Moxie Hotel. I've actually stayed in a Moxie in Warsaw, and they're really, really nice hotels. The rooms are fantastic. Very, very hip and chic, and, you know, modelled for the younger traveller, I guess. I don't know, but he's got the neon. We'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at the whole airport at night time, nearer towards the end, if the simulator doesn't crash. But you can see more of the parallax interiors, creating the sense of the whole model has got an interior. And the Moxie signs with the neon lighting look fantastic. Another hotel out here as well. Got another Hampton by Hilton. This one looking a bit more blander next to the really funky looking Moxie Hotel. Here's the Spitfire Memorial as well, fully modelled. And we can get in and look at the plaque as well, which I'm assuming is fully readable. 603rd City of Edinburgh Squadron Royal Auxiliary Air Force. This Spitfire is a memorial to the valor of those members of the squadron who give their lives in the service of their country, never in the field of, I can't quite get that, something conflict. Again, lovely modelling of the Spitfire with Blue Peter. If anyone's been to Edinburgh, does it say Blue Peter on this Spitfire? I'm assuming it does. That building has Moxie. I know, right, I know. And again, the roof isn't just flat, it's got all the relevant air conditioning units, and same as the Moxie Hotel, you've got a lot of detail on there as well. But again, it's all to be expected from Pyreegue. You've got the, we'll have a look at the control tower in better detail in a minute. It looks similar to the control tower at Newcastle Airport as well. Let's just work our way west to get any of the other smaller buildings, and then we'll head back into the main apron, have a look in the terminal, look at the control tower, look at everything. Well, not everything, but we'll look at night time. I'll give you the overview of sort of the apron and the terminal, and then we'll have a look and see who's won. If you do end up being a double winner, so you've won prizes in my giveaways before, then I mean, I'm only a small live streamer, guys, so I'll do my best to be, you know, be as fair as possible. Good evening, Mickey. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. We're just looking at Edinburgh by Pyreegue and giving 2 of these away. But as you can imagine, it's another Pyreegue scenery. I was just saying before, while we were having the issues, I'm probably not going to go over there because that's where it's stuck before. But you can see a Holiday Inn Express done to another lovely bit of detail, and you've got the Holiday Inn Express signage. and then another distribution center with the lorries and the pallets. The pallets look really, really good. Some of them seem to be floating unnaturally, but looks fantastic, doesn't it? It really is. And this is the first time I've properly had a look at this as well. I've not properly loaded into this to have a good look, and it's fantastic as I would imagined straight away. Looks like the fire station with that's a massive sort of practice demonstration plane, isn't it? Usually they look a bit like 747s, but this one maybe something like a 777. Fire station again with the custom fire engines inside. Lovely detailing on the brickwork, and the sort of transition between brick and metal on the two buildings here is great. So, bit of a silly question, guys, but who is excited for Pyreegue Devco's East Midlands Airport? It is a real shame we haven't got any 757 yet, or proper 777, 767s in the simulator. I know we have Captain Sims, but let's say no more. Um, but East Midlands have got 76, 757s. It's just a shame we haven't got a nice array of cargo planes just yet. We've definitely got some we can use, but I'm very excited for that. And I was saying before, if you have just joined the stream, I have said in my latest community post that my visibility on YouTube and possibly social media, it's a bit easier to post to social media. My visibility will be decreasing from after the stream. I've got to get ready to be a dad, and the house around us here, and there's a lot of preparation, guys, and it will be October before we know it. So yeah, I've got to do some things, get prepared, and it's just obviously my time to sort of decrease visibility anyway. My mental health isn't the best. It's been good for the last couple of months. It's not being so great this week, so I've had to decide now that even with that situation, I've got to decrease because there's too much going on, guys. I love aviation, I love the simulator, but I also like simulation games. There's a good simulation coming out based in Munich, I think, called City Driver. It looks very, very cool. Mickey, so I mean, yeah, big changes. Obviously, becoming a dad in October. October will be here before we know it. Definitely before I know it. So things have got to be prepared, and I haven't got the time to be making cinematics and doing live streams. Live streams are a bit easier, so you might see more of them. I know I did a poll on whether I should do both or one, but yeah, it takes me a good 3 to 4 days of making cinematics, which I just won't have soon. So I would expect more cinematics from me. There's no worry about that. I've got a few more things I've got to make cinematics for. I've got an airport. I've got a aircraft which are coming up next. You know, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Leeds Bradford Spotting, thank you so much, buddy. Thanks for subscribing. Keep up the good content. I'll try my best, mate, but as I've just been saying, it's going to be decreasing from today. Just a whole bunch of things, You can never be fully prepared for kids. Absolutely, mate. I'm glad you said that. I feel like it's still quite. It's just not happening. I know it is, but I feel like it's all madness. I can't wait, but I'm also nervous. I'm scared. I'm quite a lot. You can see the Almond House here as well. Lots of fantastic branding to a very high quality standard. You can see all the signs are you can read them. And again, the modeling of the building is great as always from Pyreegue. So yeah, just go with the flow. I have three. One of them just decided to explode in midair. Pure. Oh man, yeah. See, and that's the thing. I'm seeing all that, from other families. I walk past them in town. I see them in work, and I'm like, wow. It happened to me before in the shops. I looked, and there was a mum with sort of a younger daughter, and then obviously a teen son, and I was like, wow. Let's just yeah. Um, YouTube guys, I'll continue doing it. It's just not gonna be as frequent. I just can't. It's gonna be impossible for me. When I head to Manchester for for the Aviation Society um fair in July, I'll get some videos for some nice little takeoffs, landing, some pictures for social media, of course. But as I was saying before, I love loads of simulation games, so there's also possibility of me just taking a break from flight sim and popping there's like a city driver one coming out where you can drive through Munich and it's all realistic and it's a 1-to-1 scale of Munich. But anyway, back to Edinburgh, and we've got the control tower, which looks fantastic. It looks like the World Cup, doesn't it, guys? A silver World Cup, and this is very reminiscent of Newcastle Airport's tower, whether it was the same designer. I imagine so, but you can see the work in the texture and the model work from Pyreegue, the lights that are coming up the side, and then I'm sure we've got an interior. Definitely worth a look. So we remember with Glasgow, if you see my live stream with Glasgow, you would have seen the animated ATC workers, and they looked really fantastic. Nothing like that in here. As I say, I think this came in the July of 2021, and Glasgow was December. So you'll notice with every Pyreegue release, everything just keeps on. And we were talking actually, me and um, me and Pyreegue, and we were talking about sort of. I was saying how much I couldn't wait to sort of live stream East Midlands, and he said, "Well, the work I did from Edinburgh to Glasgow to Belfast. He said Belfast was one thing. He said East Midlands, and he just put a mind blown sign. I was just like, you don't have to say me. I saw that you put animated flies in the wheelie bins, and a full animated bus." That comes to the terminal, and it's got a full interior, the bus, and it was just fantastic. And I think we're in for a very, very, very detailed scenery with East Midlands. But just looking at this scenery, you can see the textures on the glass, the frosted green glass. If this is what we were getting in 2001, imagine what East Midlands is going to be like, guys. I just can't wait. So it brings us nicely to the airside. We've got a massive multi-story car park here, which looks great. We've got some more of the buses that were similar to the ones in Glasgow, but you've got Edinburgh Airport, Airlink, obviously all the Brandon as well. And you can just look, if you look at this, guys, look at this, look at the reflections in the bus stop, and you can see the reflections of Edinburgh Airport sign. Look at that. That's how great the PBR texturing has been implemented into the airport. And again, this isn't parallaxed interiors. This is more sort of just a high resolution picture sort of texture on the outside, but you have got an interior here. I'll take you through all the interior in just a second, guys. We'll just carry on with looking at the airside. Buses, bins, cars, everything. You can see right through into the multi-story car park there. And yes, we have got a lot of copies and pastes, but hello, Captain Kenobi, mate. Thanks for joining, mate. I really appreciate it. I know you mentioned that you might not have been able to pop in, but I really appreciate it. Cheers. Thanks, mate. Another great looking multi-story car park. And just before we head into the interior, we've got the I don't know if it's a basic sort of version of the actual train station, but again, lovely detailing as always. We've got some coaches parked up here. And again, I use that. Oh, we've had the simulator stick again, guys. Really sorry, guys. As I say, I've never actually seen the simulator stick. I've seen it get stuck on the loading screens, but I haven't seen it stick. So for me, it seems like it lasted a bit longer this time, but it seems like I don't know if OBS is causing issues. It's anything else to do with sort of my system at the minute. But I've never actually seen it stick while looking through the scenery. I will have a look around other airports to see if the simulator sticks. But there's a high chance that when I go away after the stream, it probably won't stick and it'll make me look like a fool. It's just doing this now because it knows I'm live streaming. I'll give it another go, guys. It takes about 9 minutes to load. I'll give it another go and see if it lets me at least look in the scenery and then give the things away. But I'm inclined just to leave it, to be honest with you, because it seems to just be really. I don't know what it is. I honestly could not tell you guys why it's sticking. It could be the scenery. I'll definitely go in and check whether it's the scenery. There's a chance it might be. Windows has some sort of log file, right? Maybe you can find something there about the cause of the crashes. I mean, right now it's not. It's still in the simulator. It says not responding, but what it's doing is I'm looking at the task manager right now, and it's saying not responding, and then it flicks off and then goes back to not responding. I honestly don't know. I could not tell you why. It's doing what it's doing. It's, as I say, I've had the simulator from release. I've had it crash the desktop a few times, not a lot. I've had it sort of go through to a load and get stuck halfway. That's only happened really a few times, and it happened mostly on one of my past live streams. This is something new. This is something since I'd last been on the simulator and did a live stream that it started doing. Again, it could be the scenery, possibly. There's just absolutely, I could not tell you why it's doing it. To get stuck while I'm kind of exploring the route is very well, not random. The simulator can do some funny things. Really frustrating, mate. Would drive me nuts. It is what it is, mate. It's doing it at the worst time. It's not like I'm trying to record a video of like a cinematic video or anything. It's while I'm live streaming, so you guys are seeing it. It's breaking the immersion. It's breaking the flow of the live stream up. So it's not ideal. And again, you know, right now, this isn't kind of stressing me out. It's not affecting me sort of mentally, which is great, because I know I'm trying to work on, you know, there's nothing I can do, so why stress about it? But yeah, the task manager seems to be showing me that Flight Simulator has obviously got a subcategory of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then the status is not responding. And when it says it, sometimes it flicks off to not responding and shows me that it's working again, and it's very odd. It's odd, and I don't. Thing is, I don't know if it's the simulator. It could be the live stream. It could be OBS. It could be the scenery. I've never used the scenery before, so Could be anything. Patience is required. It is. It is. It really is, mate. As I say, guys, I'm gonna give it another go. Very interesting. So I'm going to give it another go, guys, because, well, it's been about an hour. It's not ideal. I'll give it another go. I'll see if we can at least have a look at the interior and some of the night lighting, and again give some of those copies. My sim has crashed as well whilst watching it. Must be in the air. I mean, I know the simulator is connected to the internet. I know that servers can cause crashes, but I don't think that's anything to do with the servers or anything. I think it's, personally, I don't want to say it's the scenery because I don't think it is. Otherwise, no, I don't think it is. I just think it's my computer. I just think it's just my computer at the minute. It's just being, it's just being itself as it usually is. But again, guys, if you've just joined the stream and you're thinking, why is there no actual Edinburgh Airport? There has been a bit of Edinburgh Airport. Turn that down. There's been a bit of Edinburgh Airport. We've seen a bit of it, and what we have seen has been fantastic. But my simulator seems to be just having a bit of a bad time again. Just like me, actually, it's probably getting all my feelings recently. I'm probably projecting me onto it. Ah, Captain Kenobi. So while we wait, I've recorded the video for the hangar location. If you remember, need to edit next. Perfect, mate. I really want to see that video. That Reno scenery you do have to pay for, but I think you can pay for just the scenery, can't you? And then you can get the premium thing with all the different race planes in it. But it looks great. You know, that's probably worthy of a cinematic video itself. Just the hangar, just the hangar. It looks fantastic. It really does. So I'm loading back into the simulator. I did say to you guys that I wouldn't, and I'd just leave it. But yeah, I think try and give it another go. So while we wait, for anyone who has just started watching or didn't catch what I was saying before, I will give 2 copies away of this airport. If I don't get to do it in the live stream, keep an eye out for a community post. I'll do it in a community post and social media as well. So if you're not on social media, don't worry. Just go into my community section, and I'll put a post up there. Just keep on checking my channel. Um, I'll do it on social media as well. If you're not following me on social media and you are on Facebook or Instagram or even Twitter, I do post to Twitter just in case as well. At Practically Geek, it's the same everywhere. I'm going to be at the Aviation Society Fair in Manchester Airport Viewing Field on 22nd of July. I'm looking forward to that. My sort of upload frequency is going to be dropping a lot. So if you are used to seeing sort of me every couple of days or every week or so, it's going to decrease, guys. I've got too much on with everything. The last couple of days have been stressful. what I would like to say, whether it's seen or not by the particular channel or anyone else who saw the situation, I was pretty upset with um, another channel using my thumbnail design, and I publicly sort of vented my frustration, and that was wrong. I should have done it a bit differently. So if Aviation Lads is watching, I've already said sorry. I am sorry. Yeah, Mickey, no worry. I know you've won before another giveaway, mate, but I'm not. If you want to if you were to win, mate, if you want to pass it on, you can do. But I'm not sort of limiting people to sort of. You've already won a giveaway, before. You're not able to win it again. Don't worry about all that. The audience isn't massive. I am aware of that. So, but as I was saying, yeah. So I vented some frustration. Um, Another channel does seem to be using a similar design to my thumbnail. I got very angry. I didn't think about sort of what I was saying or how to deal with it. So I did put community posts up, and I've taken them down since. If you saw any of it, sorry for me being like that, but that's kind of all culminated into my. Um, I did think you did the right thing and call them out. Yeah, but I don't use. If there's something up, I'm not usually like that. I'd usually directly sort of confront the situation, which I didn't do. We've chatted since. Everything's cooled down. I'm not going to be taking it any further. YouTube doesn't want to take it any further, because it's not a copyright infringement. My design isn't copyrighted, and to be honest with you, it's something that I wouldn't be able to register and copyright. But um, the only thing I apologize for is making it go public. I'm not sorry for getting angry and calling people, calling the channel out on it, because you know I worked a long time on my new thumbnail. I'm not taking it down. It's staying as it is. I've updated my older videos with it. I have no intention of taking it down. So if anyone says I've taken their design, I haven't. I did it first. Whatever. I'm not saying any more on it. It did cause a bit of mental distress on me, who's not mentally strong anyway. So yeah, Hudson, I appreciate it, mate. I you know, it should have been the other way around, though, in my opinion. I did call it out. I don't think, I don't think it's right. It's very hard for YouTube to police similar designs, but if you look anywhere on YouTube, there's a lot of similar. I take it as a compliment. Yeah, I do take it as a compliment. I'm flattered in part. I'm not 100% flattered because, yeah, I'm not going into it more, guys, because the post taken down. I've spoken privately with the channel. We've said our piece, and that's it. They will continue to do their content. I will do what I do on my channel. Um, is what it is, guys. It is. I can't say much more on it. Um, I think YouTube should have a better policy on things like this. It's hard. I get it, because there's a lot of different topics on YouTube, and most of the thumbnails for most things are all quite similar. There's different platforms online that you can create thumbnails on, so some of them are going to look very similar. YouTube can't police that. They can't say, yeah, but it's not your design. I did have an issue a while back when someone actually took one of my images, which YouTube said, yes, they need to take that down, and it was sorted. But this is different. I'm not changing my design. We've talked about things. Nothing's going to change. They're not going to change their design. I'm not going to change mine. It'll just be a case of the channel branding's going to look quite similar, which is probably is what upsets me the most, because you know thumbnails are 70-80% of the battle, aren't they? The first thing you see, as well as the title, so it draw people's in. So our branding's gonna look the same, guys. I'm not changing it. I'm not changing mine. So be it. I have no intention to. I really don't. So that's what it is. What it is. That's how it's gonna stand. If you're still watching me chat away while the simulator loads, it's probably gonna crash again because that's what it's like. Um, I'll pick some winners for this airport. If you haven't got Edinburgh Airport, please tell me in the chat right now. Okay, please tell me so I can pick some winners. Even if you have won before, Mickey, for example, and you haven't got Edinburgh Airport, put your name down now. Do an emoji, say I want Edinburgh Airport, whatever. Just tell me if you haven't got it and I'll pick someone, okay? So when I was sorting the sort of, well, what's going to be partly the baby's room, our bedroom, I've not got it, just a Glasgow one. Okay, Bradley. Everyone, if you're still watching, put in the comments, in the chat, please. If you haven't got it, tell me you haven't got it. Hudson, yeah, mate. I mean, yeah, okay. I think if this came at another time where I wasn't, where I was regularly uploading and I needed the computer to be spot on, then I probably would. But I'm gonna see how much an NVMe drive, NVMe M2 drive is, and I'm gonna do a. If I do end up getting one, I'm going to start the lovely task of reinstalling it on that drive. But we'll see. We'll see. Um, thanks everyone. If you're still watching and you're in the comments, tell me that you haven't got Edinburgh Airport and you would like a copy, and I'll pick two of you guys to win. While we have one more go, this is one last go. If it sticks, guys, I'll go back to this screen that I've got myself on. We'll have a little closing chat and sort of pick the winners then. But yeah, another weird live stream where the simulator's been a pain. Again, it is, guys, this is probably my computer. I'm gonna see after the stream if other airports stick. I'm in the drone camera, so I'm gonna have a fly about different airports, see if they stick. But even then, if there's no point where it crashes and sticks on the screen, I still wouldn't be 100% satisfied that it's fixed and it's not the scenery. Oh well, it's weird. I'm still living. Do you know what? My computer's actually not too bad. Let me see if I can. That's not working. Let me see if I can help. There's going to be no optical stabilization. There she is. Yeah, so it's a Corsair case, Corsair fans. Is that back the way it is? Yeah. Oh look, I've got a Practically Geek top on. When I try to do merchandise. You use no, Kevin, I use an SSD, just a normal SSD. Mate, do you know what? My hard drive game is behind the times. I GPU is 2080. I've been looking at the 4070 Ti because that looks actually quite a nice little upgrade, but I'm not thinking about that right now. I can't afford that. 32 gig of RAM, HyperX RAM, AIO cooler. Quite a lot of you got a radiator with 3 upfront fans, 1 at the back, 2 at the top with the radiator. So it's me hard drive game is a bit behind, guys, and I think what you guys are saying with the NVM, to be honest with you, I should have done it a long time ago. I think if I bought one now, I'd be really I don't know. I don't know if I'd get the use out of it now. I might just sort of rename my community folder and start the sim with a clean community folder and see what happens. See if it makes any difference. And then I can maybe cross that off. Do you know what I mean? So if I reload with a completely blank community folder, and I'm still getting the same load time, same issues, then I can start look at other things. You know, it might need a reinstall. It has had a reinstall since launch though, and it's still actually loading right now as well. So yeah, it might be time to do a bit of upgrading. To be honest with you, I've got an Xbox Series X there that I don't use, so might sell that on. So guys, what are your plans for the weekend? Are you doing any flying on the sim? Is anyone playing anything else? I've just been saying there's a game out there, simulation called City Driver, which is out on the 5th of June from Aerosoft actually. It's based in Munich, and it's a one-to-one scale of Munich with realistic realistic driving physics, petrol stations, electric cars, stuff like that. So yeah, the stream went off then because OBS said it wasn't responding either. So if that's yeah, that's the reason why we had a bit of a stop on the stream then, guys, because OBS started saying it wasn't responding. So it's probably me computer, guys. The problem is I've got an i7 9700K. I've got 32 gigs of RAM. I don't know what's the issue with anything. The Windows install drive had a clean install not long ago, so I'm saving for a new system RTX 90. I'd love a 4090. Afraid to tell the wife. Yeah, I mean, last time I looked at the 1490, you were looking at 1500 upwards, wasn't it? Something like that. I'm flying the two-seater Hunter at the moment. On this, on the sim, Paul, or real life? Discovered stable diffusion. Oh, I need to have a look at that. But if you guys haven't seen, there's a, as I say, City Driver. Have a look at that. I'm quite interested in that. I really am. I'm interested to see what that's all about. I mean, I know it's about driving through Munich and stuff, but I'd like to sort of have a go. I don't know how much it's going to be, but definitely curious to see what it's all about. So I'm just going to show you guys that we're back inside the simulator, and I'm going to show you here just to give you an idea. This here, this is actually a new apron, which is on the Pyreegue DevCo's version. It doesn't appear on the map here, but it appears in the simulator. The plane that I've got is the little tiny Orbex Blackwing. Just to give it I guess it might load it a bit faster as well. Just a sim. Do you mean the freeware Hunter? It's I've Angel's just done a video on it, hasn't she? I've got it. I've had it since I did a video on that and REF Honington way back, one of my freeware videos. The Hawker Hunter. Is that what you mean? That's a nice shot, that, isn't it? Third time lucky, guys. So I'm going to try and head into the terminal, okay? I've turned the static aircraft off, but we still have these business jets as well, um, which is quite interesting. And again, we've got some cars out here where the business jets are. These aren't Jaguars this time. These are Teslas and a Mercedes. That's a Tesla X, I think. A Mercedes as well. Nice little detail again. Gives the so it's the private business jet apron a bit more detail. Just in the same, yeah. See, single C has been out for a while, but the two has been. Ah, nice. Okay, didn't know that. Ah, okay, Paul. Interesting, mate. Thank you for telling me. I've not seen it. Is it part of the same package, or is it's completely separate download? Have to have a look at that. So while we have the simulator being nice, we'll have a look inside the terminals. You can see one of the animated buses there moving off. I'm actually scared to do absolutely anything. So there's some of the animated buses. These people models are pretty good. They're a bit sort of shiny. No animation on these ones. Again, you can just see the progression of Pyreegue's work. You know, his level of detail through his sceneries. You can go to Glasgow and see the animated people. You can see the animated ATC workers. In this, everything's a bit more static. Still high quality. You've got interiors on Costa Coffee and WH Smith, stuff like that. Separate by same author, loads of included liveries. I might have to take a look at that. Lovely details in the departures boards. You can see a cancelled one to Heathrow there, one to Liverpool as well. Thought we were going to have another stick there. Absolute pain, this simulator. It really, really is. But again, it's probably just me. Probably literally just me. Let's see where gate 14 is, because I was curious to what the sewage system thing was that he talked about. Some animation on the sewage system. I imagine 14 is round here. Oh, hang on. Ah, this. Here it is. Look at that. And that's a big screw. That's what he meant by the screw. Nice. Let's try and hop back in the scenery. Got some of the different lounges here. You can see through to the departure gates, and then some of the more detailed lounge. #1 lounge here. Let's go down, go through again. We got Brewdog in here as well. Again, you can see the progression and sort of the level of detail that Pyreegue has done with his sceneries. You can see a lot of elements that look a bit like Belfast, but you can also see, you know, when you go to Belfast and look at the interiors and everything else, you can see how far he's come in a short space of time. There's a lovely Weatherspoons. We've got Dixon's Travel. We've got all the shops, and they're not just a flat image on a wall. They've got actual depth to them, 3D. It's great. We've got a large Shibadro WH Smith. Again, this is all modelled interior and it's running really well. I say it's running really well. It does. It does usually when it doesn't freeze. Yeah, Mickey, this is the thing with the sort of me doing these live streams, but also me just jumping into the its scenery as well to have a look at it this close up. I only ever do this when I'm doing cinematics or live streams, so it'd be the same for you guys. If you're doing flights, if you want to just do a flight in the from the cockpit view to the destination, you're not going to see all this. You're going to appreciate the ground markings, the gates, the the wall textures outside, but you're not going to appreciate the interiors and everything else. Yeah, someone has been shining those floors up, haven't they? Look at that. Lovely PBR marble effect on the walls, on the floors. But again, when you go into the likes of Belfast, what is most recent scenery, there's a lot more, there's a lot more dirt. Everything's a lot more dirtier, and it doesn't look like a brand new airport. Not saying that this does, but obviously some elements like the floor, they look brand new. But again, that could have been just someone, like you said, being a manic with the mop. Can see again the static people look great. This family here looking at the non-existent planes. Look, mum, look at that plane over there. That's not really there. And again, the people are a bit shiny, but this isn't a criticism. This is just, at the time, what Pyreegue had as an option. Now, like we saw in the Glasgow one, the animated people and the ATC people were so amazing. They looked like they were typing out everything, and it looked really, really realistic. And again, when you're on the outside looking in, unlike some airports, you don't get a sense there's glass in front of the people or the objects inside. It does look like there's a pane of glass there, Again, same with these canopies, and you can see the dots along airside over there, like we saw before. Let me just head over here, guys, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wrapping up the stream, which unfortunately hasn't gone as well as I thought. Glasgow was absolutely fine. We were able to get through no problem. So I definitely am going to look at the computer either later tonight or tomorrow and see if it's the scenery. I'm going to load up with our community folder and such and just see what happens. But while we've got it being nice, we'll have a look at the night lighting, the overview of the airport. You can see the overview of the airport here. We've got the cargo ramp over there, and then just off to the background of there you can see Edinburgh and the surrounding towns. The new apron is just here, and then the different hotels: Holiday Inn, Hampton, Hilton, the Moxie, the control tower, and then you've got the Holiday Inn and more smaller factories and distribution centres with larger car parks as well. Let's have a look at the night lighting. And of course the night lighting is spectacular, especially the control tower. The Moxie Hotel looks great, the neon lights. Let me just have a look around the front for you guys, hopefully. And you can see all the lights reflecting on the entranceway there. And that parallax interior looks great at night as well. Have you tried flying in and out of any... Have you tried flying in and out? I haven't tried flying in and out Hudson, unfortunately, and I would take that as a request and would do that, just not today with how the simulator's being. I mean, we could try it, and if it sticks we could call it a day, I suppose, but This is what the night lighting looks like, and I love the use of the kind of the more yellow sort of hue of the lights of the car park, more of the white bulbs in the background, rather than being one kind of look of lighting, like all yellow and all white. You've got different colours. Control tower interior looks fantastic there as well. And I think that's the 7th bridge over there, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that for a view, guys. I think it's the 7th or the 7th bridge, possibly. I can't remember, sorry. There's a lot of nice bridges in the UK. I know the Humber Bridge is in Hull, I think. I think this is the 7th or the 7th bridge. There's 2 of them there. And they look fantastic. I believe these are part of the Orbex scenery. Possibly. Another bridge there as well. It's a very, very scenic, even at night as well. Lovely place to fly in and out of. What I would like to say, guys, is massive thank you to everyone who stuck the stream out. What I'll do is now is announce some winners of the scenery. Now, let's have a look. Okay, so I'm giving 2 copies away. I've got 2 winners. One of them is George. If you're still there, mate, let me know. Well, you have to be, because I need to tell you how to sort everything. So George, you have won a copy, and Hudson, you've won a copy, mate. If I don't know if you've got a copy, Hudson, already. Don't think you've told me, but if you have, if you want to pass it on to someone else, you can, or give it back to me and I'll pass it on. But Hudson and George. So George, what I'll need you guys to do is either put your email into your YouTube about section for me. You can also comment after the video in the comments with your email if you don't mind doing that. I know that we were speaking on Twitter about Glasgow. I think it was you who was speaking to you over Twitter. I think so. I'm not too sure. We can do it there. I guess you can give me email, but I need Hudson. I don't have a copy. Thanks. Would love to check out. Perfect. Okay, so I need emails basically, guys. So you can either pop it in the comments after the video is finished if you're okay with doing that. I'm on yeah, you can send it on Twitter, mate. I think yeah, you can. Mine's in there already. Perfect. I'll email you both, okay? Basically you both need to have Orbex, okay? You need to have Orbex accounts, so I'll need the email of your Orbex account, because that's how it's going to be added, okay? So I will speak to Pyreegue. He will add your email to Orbex, who will then put it into your account. So I'll still email you guys, but I need you to have an Orbex account. If you haven't, just sign up for free. If you have, I'm just going to ask you what your Orbex email is, even if it's the same as the one that I'm going to email. Okay. I'm sorry that the issues with this live stream, guys. I'm going to look into it, see if I can fix it, and take it from there. Please check out my latest community post. There's winners, 2 redrawn winners from my Alice Springs video. Yeah. So the Alex Springs video where I did the giveaway for that and the H145, one of the copies wasn't claimed and the H145 wasn't claimed. New winners are in my community post. Again, I can only give so long before they stay in. I won't be as frequent with live streams and videos going forward now, guys. There's personally in my personal life, mental health, but mostly because we are expecting a baby very, very soon in October. That will come up before we know it. I've got to get things ready in the house. I've got to get myself prepared. But yeah, I just hope you guys understand that every chance I'll get, I'll be on here. I'll be on social media. I'll still have a presence of doing flight simulator and aviation content. It's just being nice just to sort of chat and tell people things and get it out. I'm just sorry that it took a few reloads and stuff like that. Oh, just before we go, if it's still working, you can see the bus there. You know, and East Midlands are going to have things like this, but there's going to be a full interior on the bus. It's going to be mad. It's going to be mad. With that said, it's a good time to say that I am going to be doing live streams. I am going to be doing a cinematic video. I'm going to be showing a lot of East Midlands Airport, guys. A lot of East Midlands Airport when Pyreegue releases it. Maybe even before. I'm yet to discuss that and confirm things with him, but I will have a lot of East Midlands stuff on the channel for its release and hopefully before as well. Congrats to the winners. Thanks for everyone who stayed and listened to me waffle on about different things and stuff like that. Stay subscribed, guys, because there will be stuff here. I plan to. There's going to be some real life aviation stuff. If you like that sort of thing, I just want to upload it so it's something on my channel that I can show. And who knows, I might even throw in some other simulation stuff because I really like the look of that city driver. So we might be doing some other stuff. Who knows? Anyway, guys, have a good evening, and I will speak to the winners shortly. And yeah. Have a good weekend, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.